G'day, I'm Kevin. In 2019 I turned off my computer and locked up the office for a year, living and travelling in Southeast Asia, mostly based in Chiang Mai. My plan was to learn and to relax, but most of all to test whether I could live in Thailand. And the answer was yes. But the world intervened and I was in Australia for 2 years. But I'm back in Thailand now, and this is my journey. This is 52 weeks. Surprise! I'm back in Chiang Mai, Thailand. It was a bit of an effort and it took a little while, but here's the journey north.
Okay, so this is as long as the beard gets, at least for this particular growing period. When I came back from Thailand, I decided I wasn't going to trim my beard until I needed to look like a passport photo again. And so the day has come. I'm actually applying for a new passport today, so I've only got a few months left on it and I need to have a new passport to get my visas and stuff organised. So for me, this is the first step in my journey north. Okay, so that's my first step. Feels a bit different. There's a little bit of hair gone. This doesn't mean that I'll be in Thailand in the next couple of days. This is going to be a process. So I've got to apply for a passport, apply for a visa, do all those sorts of things. So I'll take you on the journey with me, but we're heading back to Thailand. See ya.
Okay, that's it. My passport photo is done and my passport application is logged. So we're on our way. Okay, well, I've just had the knock on the door and the postman arrived with a registered letter. So I suspect my passport's here. Yep, that's it. New passport's here. Step 1 on the journey north, done. Few steps to go yet. I'll keep you updated. Well, next step accomplished. I've booked a flight to Bangkok and one back, not for quite a while though. So I needed to do that so that I could put that information in my application for a visa. So there's a few steps to go yet. I've got to apply for the visa, but in order to do that,
I have to have the flights, which I've booked. I need to get a bank statement, and I need to get a police check and a medical check because I'm applying for a 1-year visa in Thailand, so they want to know I'm not going to be a burden to them, I think. Well, let's hope I won't be a burden to them. Yeah, so there's still a few things to do before I can apply for the visa. Then when I've got my visa, and I'll need to apply for a certificate of entry, and then I need to have a PCR test before I get on the plane. So there's still quite a few steps to go, and by the time I get to the flight, everything might have changed. So I'm going to try and sort out a couple of bits of the paperwork over the next week or so, and then hopefully early in January I'll be applying for the visa, and then we'll see what happens then. However, things are progressing. I've been spending a bit of time just kind of clearing out my house. It's a madhouse here at the moment. Clearing out the house, been selling some of my furniture and etc, etc. So getting there slowly but surely. So I'll be in Thailand sometime next year, but who knows when. G'day everybody, just wanted to wish you all Happy New Year. I'm still here in Australia. My plan is still to get to Thailand. It's going to be a long journey, I think, but we're getting there. You know, but I'm going to be living my privileged existence as whether I'm here in Australia or I'm back in Thailand. But just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you all had a good Christmas. Mine was lovely, peaceful, spent some time with family in Melbourne, which was really nice, caught up with them. So I hope yours was good too, and I hope everything works out really well for you next year, and we all have a great 2022 with very minimal problems. Let's face it, we're due one of those. Happy New Year everybody, see you soon. Good morning, well just good morning, it's just a few minutes before 12. I'm just out having a bit of a wander along the river this morning. Here's some shots of the river just to prove to you I'm not lying. The river's up a little bit. We had a fair bit of rain across a lot of New South Wales over the last kind of week or so, so the river's up. We had a flood warning here. There's been some floods in Queensland, I understand. So we've had a fair bit of rain. But yeah, just out having a wander, a bit of a break from cleaning out the house and getting my life in order. It's amazing how much rubbish you can actually collect after living in a place for a while. So it's taking some discipline to stick to it and get everything in order before I hopefully head off to Thailand. I've been watching the Thai government and the situation in Thailand over the last week or so. What they've done is they've cancelled the test and go program, or suspended it indefinitely. So looks like I'll be doing more than one night in quarantine. So there's a couple of options. There's the sandbox program or the quarantine program. I'm thinking I'll book in for the quarantine program. Look at that big truck going past. Walk past it so that it wouldn't be noisy that it followed me. Yeah, so I'm looking at probably going into the quarantine program just because I need to get stuff sorted out to apply for the visa, and maybe if I can change it later I will, but we'll see. But that's where I am at the moment, moving along slowly but surely.
people don't have the same sense of urgency about things as I do, I'm afraid. Getting the paperwork together for the visa over the holiday period has been a little bit of a challenge, I must say. And government organisations Australian government organisations where they tell you to apply online and you do all the paperwork and get to the last spot and it won't let you submit it. So that's been entertaining. But moving ahead, slowly but surely. Plan is to be in Thailand in mid-February, and it's early January now. So, might happen, might not. Who knows? Things change quickly. But we're just moving along, trying to get everything in order. So I'll continue my walk along and catch up with you soon. Well, today is the 21st of February, and that's an interesting date because when I started this process, I thought I might be flying to Thailand today. So I had tickets for today, but I had to postpone them. I had some trouble with paperwork for the visa. So I postponed. The good news is that I've managed to get the paperwork for the visa together. I applied online for it, got provisional approval within 20 minutes, and then I've sent my passport off to the Thai consulate in Sydney to have the stamp put in. And I've got tracking on it there on the way back, and I've just received information that the return envelope is being posted back. So I presume they've put the stamp in, unless they've also put a letter in telling me I can't come. But within a couple of days, I should know. And so it's getting closer. Well, good morning. Yesterday, when I spoke to you, I said I'd received notification that my passport was on its way back from Sydney. And this morning, just as I was getting up, there was a knock on the door and the envelopes arrived. So now we'll just open it up and see, just make sure that I got the stamp. I'm pretty confident. Oh, wait a minute, there's a receipt in it. Excellent, and there's a stamp in it. Woohoo! Got my visa. So now it's getting pretty close. I've got to do the entry certificate now. There are rumours that the Thai government are going to loosen the requirements for entry. So at the moment there's 2 PCR tests, one on day 1 and one on day 5. There's some rumours that they're going to get rid of the day 5 one. You never can tell. Sometimes there are rumours that don't come true. Sometimes there are rumours that do come true. I think my best bet is just when I have the final paperwork ready for that, just submit it, and if it becomes easier afterwards, deal with that when it happens. But passport back with the stamp in it, and we're on our way soonish, less than a month I suspect. G'day, it is the 16th of March today, which is a significant date because it's the second date I was supposed to have left. I had my first tickets set up for around about the 21st of February. Then I postponed to the 16th, which is today, and I've actually now postponed to the end of the month. But I'm getting there. All of the paperwork's done. I've got the visa, I've got the tickets. I'm just doing the Thailand pass now. And then the only thing that will stop me is a negative PCR test, but we'll see how we go with that. That's in the lap of the gods. But I'm getting there. So hopefully the next time I talk to you, I'll be boarding to go somewhere. Alrighty, I'm on my way. I've been staying at my friend's place over the last few days, and I'm just waiting out the front for the taxi to the airport. Plan today is catch a plane from Wagga to Sydney, get a PCR test, and hopefully that's okay for me. So just waiting on the taxi now, and I'll see you soon. Good mate, how are you? Alrighty, I'm alright. I'm at Wagga Airport, so first step checked in, ready to go. Hope the rest of the days are smooth. Okay, so I've landed in Sydney, checked into a hotel overnight, staying near the airport, so it'll be a easy getaway in the morning. Just had my PCR test, so the hour-and-a-half wait begins. Wish me luck. Okay, so the 90-minute guarantee ended up being 20 minutes. So I got my results in 20 minutes. The results are negative. I do not have COVID-19 according to the results. So I'm on the plane tomorrow. Thailand, here I come. Okay, I am checked in through security. Bit of a debacle, but nevertheless we're here. Got about half an hour before boarding, so that will do me. I think I'll head to the gate, and guess I'll see you in Bangkok. Right, well, it's 9:30. I'm in my quarantine hotel. Just outside the window on that side is Bangkok. I had a bit of a drive through Bangkok, but mainly along highways, so didn't see much at all, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I've had the PCR test, and I'll get the results of that tomorrow about 7 AM, they tell me. Managed to have something to eat. Done all the kind of paperwork things I need to do. It's been a bit of a long day. Must say, getting through the Qantas check-in procedure was a bit painful. None of the machines were working, not only for me but for lots of people. Staff were lovely, there just wasn't enough of them to deal with it. Then the flight got delayed by about an hour and a half. I got to the airport at 5:30 and got out of the airport at 7:30. I was in the immigration queue, which seemed to have all of the problems in it. So whilst the other ones were emptying out, we were there. But nonetheless, I'm here in Thailand, and tomorrow at 7ish or thereabouts, we'll know if I'm allowed to leave the room. So I'll talk to you then. Alrighty, I'm out and about, so you can assume from that the PCR test detected no COVID, so that's good. I'm out and about, free as a bird, on the streets of Bangkok. Just going to grab some breakfast. Then the mission for today is to get into the more long-term hotel and sort out a few things. My watch broke when I got into the hotel last night, so I took that as a sign. Not wearing a watch at the moment. Yes, time will become less important to me, I hope. Alright, so off to find some breakfast, and then we'll figure out how we get to the next hotel. Alright, it is the 1st of April. I can't remember what I spoke to you about yesterday. It's all a bit of a blur. But I finished my final PCR test, changed my motel. I'm now in the Ibis Riverside, which you can see over my shoulder. Well, you can't see the Ibis Riverside, but you can see the view from my room, which is quite nice. Yeah, so all sorted. I got out, had some lunch, sorted out some a SIM card for my phone, so I've got data.
I've only done a kind of a month's deal. I'm going to wait till I get to Chiang Mai and sort it out properly there. But I've got data and am connected. Had a bit of a wander about, had a look around. My first impressions are it's not as busy as I remember. That might be just because there's not as many tourists around. A couple of things that I would normally go to have closed down, but there's some new places opened up. I was worried about a restaurant just near here that I used to eat in quite a lot. Couldn't find it and just thought it had closed down, but actually turns out I wasn't looking at the right place on the street. So that's what 2 years could do for your memory. Yeah, but so now I'm settled in here. I've got a few days in Bangkok. I'm going to do my final COVID test, a RAT, here. So I'll just be relaxing and having a wander around, seeing a few things. Good morning, it's the 4th of April 2022 and I've just done my final PCR test for my Thailand entry. You can tell it's a good news. So yes, here we are, there it is, that's it. I have tested negative on 3 occasions since the 29th of March, so that's a relief. Now, I've booked a train ticket to head to Chiang Mai in a couple of days, so the journey north continues. Okay, here I am on the number 9 express, ready to go. Good air conditioning in here, so that's good. But on my way to Chiang Mai in about 30 minutes. Okay, well I'm here in Chiang Mai, just as the train pulled into the station, the heavens opened up and it started to pour, so got a bit dabbed getting to the taxi, but that's okay. Got to the motel, I'm ensconced here now. I arrived very early, so they did some fast footwork and got me into a room, so that's good. Yeah, so the journey north is complete. There's still a few things to do. I've got to find a permanent place to live and sort out my phone properly and, you know, all that kind of general living stuff. But I'm checked in here for 2 weeks, so I've got time to do that. Songkran's in the middle of that, which means everything will shut down. So that's why I decided just to take the 2 weeks. I'll maybe tomorrow I'll start the hunt for somewhere to live and kind of take it from there. But yeah, I've got a couple of weeks up my sleeve now. But the journey north is complete. I'm here and very happy to be here.
Well, that's the journey. That's how I got here, back to Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I must say, I'm really happy to be here. It's really quite relaxing. I've been here a couple of days and sorted out a few things. I've got a place to live and all that sort of stuff is under control. So I've got probably about another week and a half in my motel here in Chiang Mai, and then I move into my apartment. And then the journey starts. So I look forward to taking you with me on the ride. Catch you next time.